Students need to understand how to think and not just what to think. They should have access to information when it is demanded and not just in case it's necessary. There is much work to be done in inspiring, motivating, and educating students. What are your fundamental philosophies for education that you offer students? How does it differ from the fundamental philosophies of the educational system? Many teachers see the benefits of some of the offerings of education. However, they are conscious that some practices work in one place and not others. And there are concepts that transcend locations, generations, and cultures. Let's explore some of the philosophies educators believe are fundamental to the education that they offer to their students and that their students need. Educators recognize that students have a primal need for learning, and they meet this need by creating engaging and relevant learning experiences for students to self-discover, explore, and excel. Educators ensure that students have an established pattern of repeated learning successes to support them as they build their learning portfolio. Ensuring that learning exposures are varied, they facilitate active participation in learning by doing, because active teaching encourages active learning. Educators provide learning opportunities in a way that embraces exploration, discovery, experiential learning, and the production of scholastic rigor, because they are conscious that learning is a philosophical activity that also requires psychologically grounding students in relevant exposures and activities artfully designed to enhance students' knowledge and their skills. Timely affirmation, validation, and praise supports with building students' confidence and tenacity. They become more resilient when they are conscious of their ability to undertake challenges successfully. To accommodate this, students need to understand the criteria for success and have constructive feedback on how they can move between the levels of achievement to improve their portfolio of learning and accomplishments. Educators understand the importance of these transitional tools and equip students with them to increase their capacity to create, grow, and make changes to accommodate sustainability in their performances. An educator should be able to create a learning environment that makes it possible for students to learn. Each student should feel included and benefit from personalized learning sequence and activities that inspire success. Additionally, teachers need to provide the opportunity for their students to teach others the concepts that they have acquired, or use and apply the concepts immediately in meaningful ways. This can be possible through clearly structured discussion groups and students practicing the concepts by actively doing learning activities that requires the skills or knowledge and exploring ways of building on such knowledge. This requires careful consideration of the various pedagogical approaches and learning formats that will benefit groups of students and embed learned concepts, as well as opportunities to recall and make connections with different ideas and concepts as new ones are learned. Accessibility to relevant, accurate, and current information is of utmost importance in any curriculum. Students need to know the difference between theories, facts, and truths, and how they shape the world, whilst giving value to different perspectives. Students should be exposed to developing a range of analytical, critical, and logical thinking and transferable skills to enhance their learning potential and increase their capacity to function effectively in line with chronological demands and social changes. Students should be exposed to a wealth of information as appropriate for their ages without any implicit biases, and allowing them to form their own opinions through exploration, analysis, and evaluation. In so doing, students need to be active participants in their learning. This psychological process should be experienced by all the senses. Students should understand the basics of data acquisition, memory, and brain functioning to give them the chance to capitalize on these functions. They should be given the tools to argue, persuade, justify, rationalize, reason, and decipher solutions, facilitated by educators, but independent of their collective opinions. As students develop and their cognitive demand level increases, this should be reflected in the toolkit that they have to unpack learning and make sense of information, to make connections and build new ideas, as well as to challenge existing ideologies. Some of the tools and resources could be technological, tactile, purposeful learning resources, and expert practitioners and specialized institutions. Whether educators consider the philosophies on which the educational system is built, or the philosophies educators feel that they are operating from, what is abundantly clear is the need for students to be developed for all future eventualities. Education is a tool, when used effectively, has the potential to transform lives, societies, and economies. Educators are the engineers of the future, and students are the building blocks that are being modeled and molded into the social, moral, and cultural beliefs that will form the pillars of the future. Students are, through education, being prepared for a future that even those preparing them have never experienced. And for that reason, the preparation needs to be deliberate, meaningful, and purposeful. Students need to understand how to think and not just what to think. They should have access to information when it is demanded and not just in case it's necessary. There is much work to be done in inspiring, motivating, and educating students to become torchbearers for the future that they will manage and experience. Which of these educators' philosophies do you subscribe to? Which are you currently utilizing? Are there any that you would adopt?